It's your boy Matty Rants, and I want to thank you again for joining me here for Matty Rants Diaries. Sorry this is coming out a little late. I woke up a little late last night. I was on Instagram Live cutting up with my good people. So again, if you guys want to have late night talks where we go over everything that under the sun, join me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I do go live at night, and it's a good old kiki, okay? Now, today we're going to talk about two things. I normally go over one topic, but since this previous episode took place of RuPaul's Drag Race, we're going to have to address some things here. Another topic that we need to go over too as well that I think that would be good for those who need to hear. I want to start with the first topic, which is about our LGBT youth trying to grow up so fast. And anybody, even straight, however you want to put yourself, whatever category, whatever box you want to put yourself in, this need to grow up so quickly, okay? And I'm going to give you some stories and some experiences of my own that I think will help you. And the second thing we're going to talk about is the RuPaul Drag Race stans, okay? And just stans in general, not fans of people, but the stans. We can talk about Beyonce stans, Rihanna stans, we can do actor stans, we can just put them all in the same box. We need to talk about certain things that need to be addressed. There's a lot of There's a lot of boo-boo-boo going around when it comes to people and how passionate they are about something or somebody. And then when they start to get too personal and start to attack other people or insulting somebody to feel that their point is getting across, it's not the way to do those things, okay? So we're going to talk about that now. And this isn't just about me, because, you know, a lot of you have come for me in a sense, and honestly, whatever, I still sleep at night. I don't care. But at the same time, there are people who you are talking to where it is not okay. And even for me, it's not okay. So here we go. For the first topic here, with the youth right now in America, there is a sense of trying to be grown up and bad, and I'm this and that, and I want to go out and do all those things, okay? And I want to tell you to calm down, continue going to school, and mind your business. Focus on being a child. Focus on graduating high school. Focus on, if you want to go to college, going to college, and then graduating college, or figuring out if you want to even deal with that and start establishing something for yourself. But there's this need right now for youth to really jump themselves into life so quickly, and it all starts with the nightlife. They want to go to the club. They want to be out, like they see people all the time on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, wherever, partying it up, having a good time, because it looks like everybody's having a great time. But there's also a dark side to those places. And there's also a dark side to growing up. You're at home right now, you know, just being a kid. You don't have bills like that yet. You don't have a whole mortgage to worry about. You don't have some other child that you're trying to feed and take care of. Now, there are babies having babies, but that's also called you trying to be grown and be something that you're not. You're trying to be grown. You need to cut that out. Now, say you're a young individual here, and you've gotten a girl or someone pregnant, okay, and you're now left with that responsibility. You stop being a child immediately. You are now thrown into adulthood, and you no longer have that ability to worry about things that are not just yourself. You're now worrying about somebody else's life, and that's taken away from you because you decided that you couldn't wait to have sex, and you wanted to get in there. You wanted to put it in there. And while the feeling is good of you getting what you need to get from somebody in that sexual sense, you're now left with something else. It could be a baby, it could be an STD, it could be something that you were not ready to take care of or be responsible for. So when I see these young guys right now who are online talking about, oh, she bad, I'm gonna smash that, and she's 15 and 14 and 16, I'm thinking to myself, where the fuck did they get this from? Like, where did this come from? And it's from the media. It's from what you're seeing on television, because you're seeing all these people do all these things and post up and feel all this kind of way. But guess what? Most of those people, pretty much all of those people, are adults. You're not an adult yet. Worry about school. Worry about getting yourself together. Worry about creating your own personality. Not worrying about what Stevie J and Jocelyn are up to. They got their own tea. They're doing their own thing, okay? It's insane to me. And then these people who want to go out to the club child, and I'm gonna get to my gay folks right now. I'm gonna get to my gay people, because I'm not even gonna start on the straight children trying to get babies and do all that mess, because that's a whole nother story, okay? It's a whole nother story. But my gay folks, my people who are in their homes and they feel like no one understands them and they want to get out and see, and I want to have sex and I want to do all this and explore my body. Bitch, if you don't finish school, if you don't get your shit together, if you don't pull your personality up and not be stuck being a child at 30, 40, and 50, because there's a lot of people out there who are older who have childish mentalities, you got to get out of that, like right now. For example, there are people who are on these applications like Grindr who are not old enough to be on those applications. And they're posing as people who are, say, 18 or 19 or whatever they can find themselves to be at consent. And they're then letting people know once they've got someone, their attention, well, I'm really this age, I'm really this age. And then that person is now still interested in you and you feel some kind of way about it. That person is a pedophile. You're not old enough for that yet. You have just let somebody into your world and they're about to fuck it up. You're too young for that, baby. You don't need to be worrying about who is going to be on top of you that night. You shouldn't even be thinking that. I know people who are dead now because they went down that route. Either they were killed, finding their way, hopping on a bus to somebody's house, and then finding out this fool is not who they said they were, and because they wouldn't do what they wanted to do, dead underneath someone's bed. Or thrown into a river, or thrown into a ditch where your family now has to find you all cut up into pieces. That shit happens every day. You also have people who, while you think you have gotten an idea of what you want and you want to go out to the club and you want to be this person in this life, you want to be a part of the life, girl, people will take advantage of you. You're not aware yet of what people will do by drugging you, by sitting there and pulling you into situations, making you do drugs that you're not supposed to be doing at that time, putting your whole life at risk. I'll give you an example. When I was 16, back in the day, we had something called Yahoo Messenger. Now, I'm not sure if Yahoo Messenger still exists because really I don't even Yahoo anything. I'm a Google kid. And Safari it up. I don't even pay Yahoo dust. I'm sorry. No tea to Yahoo. I'm just saying that was like way back for me. And, you know, I'm 30 at this time. So you can calculate what year it is and go off of where my age is at to be like, oh, okay, well, Matthew grew up around this time. So there you go. So I was on Yahoo Messenger, and I know a lot of guys now, my people, who were on Yahoo Messenger back in the day, and we would get in these group chats, and we would start talking and kikiing and doing whatever. And then, of course, you end up seeing somebody who's older who sees a picture of you and thinks you're just a younger looking guy, and you start to, you know, type back and forth with them and get a conversation going. I ended up going on a date when I was 16 years old, pretending to be a 22-year-old teacher, okay, at Bennigans. If y'all remember Bennigans, shout out to the people who remember Bennigans. And I remember my mom dropping me off, and she's looking at me like, this is really fucking strange. Like, this is really strange. I don't like this at all. This just doesn't make any sense. Who are you meeting at Bennigans? And what is this about? And how do you know these people? And I went in there to meet the guy, and this man is like 30-something. He was not the age he said he was. I thought he was like 21, 22. Again, me trying to be older, trying to be a part of the mix or whatever. And, it was the weirdest conversation. It was so awkward. I wasn't ready to have that date. I wasn't ready to have that moment or that experience because, again, I didn't know what I wanted. I thought I knew what I wanted because of the conversation we had online. But, again, you don't see the people in front of you. Those people can say whatever they want to say to make you feel some kind of way to then get you in their presence, okay? So after the whole date had ended, you know, he was like, what are you doing after this? I'm like, well, you know, I'm going home. He said, well, you should come back home with me. And I'm thinking to myself, hell no. And the guy then left. You know, he was like really trying to push it, but then he left. So my mom then pulls up because I've texted her at this point in time to come pick me up. And I get in the car with her, and she tells me, I want you to know that I literally sat in the car the entire time during your whole entire date and watched the whole thing go on. And I have to say, I'm very disappointed in you, Matthew. And it wore me low. It wore me low. We never talked about it ever again. We never talked about it again. But it was a point to where my mother knew as a parent, this was not a good situation. I need to stick around and see what's going on. But I'm gonna let my child make the decisions for himself until I need to step in. And I made a decision during that date that this was not where I wanted to be. I'm running way too quickly into life. I'm gonna back up. And I literally stopped using Yahoo Messenger right after that happened. I stopped all of that shit. You know, I found boyfriends in high school, you know, after that, you know what I'm saying? But again, it never was to the point of me having to lie about something to get somewhere to meet someone who was older than me, who did not need to be anywhere near me, and to be then put in that situation. I could have been killed that night. I could have been drugged. All these bad things could have happened. I have a friend of mine in high school who lost their life because they wanted to go out, they wanted to party, they wanted to do this and that and the other. They end up in the club and someone starts shooting. They're dead. Now, the club got shut down because a 15-year-old was found dead in the club. Like, people, come on now. You have these people online who are predators who are now basically utilizing the internet and whatever sources they can to fool you into believing that there's somebody that they're not. We've seen catfish. We've seen the guy who thought he was talking to the really cute Hispanic girl that then had the Hunchback of Notre Dame come out the corner and wear him low and said, I don't know why I chose to do this. The conversation was great. It's like, bitch, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Honey, are you serious right now? That shit's crazy. Don't be a part of that. Focus on, bitch, I wish I had focused more on school than trying to be popular. I wish I had focused more on what was happening in me as a person, my heart and my soul and my mind, than focusing on, let me find a way to get out the house to go run around downtown Houston. Let me figure out a way to get into South Beach because I'm 16 and I want to be a part of this nightlife and the fog going off and all that type of stuff. Let me figure it out, okay? I didn't do that. I wanted to escape. And I remember one time I ended up going out and I hung out with a bunch of friends and I stayed overnight and I was 17. And, you know, in Texas, that's the age of consent is 17. That's crazy, I know. But I ended up hanging out all night and I had a little rental car because my car was broken at the time and I needed a car to go back and forth to school, but I used that car that I was renting to get where I needed to go. And when I came back home, my dad and my mother were awake and they were waiting for me. And my dad threatened to kill me because he was like, do you know how scared we were? Do you know that we thought you were dead, stuck in a ditch somewhere? We called your phone. You didn't answer. You put somebody who may not have agreed with your lifestyle, which I know is hard to deal with right now because you want them to understand you, but you put them in a position to where not only, yes, they do care about your life, but where are you? Where is my child? Where is my baby? I put them through hell for that. And I was dead wrong for it too. And I was grounded for a good little minute. At 17, child, I was pissed. But stop. Just enjoy life right now. Focus on your craft. If you're a little drag baby and you're a young individual right now and you want to go out to the club and show the girls what your stuff is, let me tell you something. You're not ready because you're a drag baby. Learn how to paint. Focus on that. Get your body, whatever you want to do together. Fuck with your aesthetic first before you even get out there. So that way you can be 18 and as bad as you want to be when you can get in the club and still not drink, bitch, and turn it out. If you want to be a young gay man and you want to go out and do all that type of stuff too, wait. Wait until it's time for you to go out. Don't rush it because there are people who are going to be waiting for you that are looking for young people like you to fuck over. I was held at gunpoint one time when I was 16 years old, went out to the club. This is in Montrose in Houston, Texas. And I was walking to my car and this man had followed me from the club. He had been looking at me, been trying to get me to come and talk to him. I was sneaking drinks and doing all that type of shit. It definitely wasn't JR's. I think it was definitely South Beach again. But he followed me to the car and he was like, hey, cutie, come here. And I'm trying to get in my car and I can't get to my keys. And that man pulled a gun out on me and put it to my head and told me to pull down my pants. And I'm crying and you know, I'm literally don't know what to do. And I heard that click and I started unbuttoning my pants. And the next thing I know, 2 guys came up behind him and beat the shit out of him and told me to get in my car and get the fuck home. What is wrong with you? They could tell I was young. They said, you should not be out here. What are you doing? Those were my guardian angels that night. Some people don't get that chance. So please, please, for the love of God, stop trying to be an adult. You see these people, like, I can give you celebrity names because I know some of y'all live for Miss Kendall, honey, and you know, their parents don't really give a fuck. You know, she's been doing a lot at young age. I'm not even gonna go down that Kardashian road here, but you're not them. That's not your life. You're not in that excess of money. You don't have all of that to you right now. So stop playing like you are. Stop trying to be something you're not. Be your damn self. And really be happy with you being a child. Because when you become an adult, shit gets difficult. You really find out how life really is. And it's not all peachy keen, baby. I'm just going to tell you. It's not going to be miserable, but it's going to be an experience. And by you still going through your childhood, you'll appreciate the time you had when you got to grow up and not worry about other things, okay? So, take it from me, somebody who has lived that way, who has done those things, who's snuck out, had people sneak in, you know, do all that type of stuff. Don't go for it. Don't do it. It's not necessary. Stay a baby. Stay a child. Work on yourself, please, for the love of God, okay? Now, my last point here, this is the second topic today. We need to get into this standing shit because this last reunion for RuPaul's Drag Race came about, and everyone felt that a certain individual was bullied. But then again, I said to myself, okay, so she was bullied, but what were you doing to the other contestants when things were happening on the show that you didn't agree with? Instead of you just focusing on that person and saying, you're still amazing, you're awesome, you're this and you're that, you're now giving death threats to contestants, to people who are real people outside of a fucking TV show, calling them racial slurs, telling them to hurt themselves, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, all that shit. That's stand crap, okay? And for those who don't know what standing is, that's you basically standing up for who you like. Not being a fan of somebody, but you standing up for them and you having to attack other people because you feel like somebody doesn't get your jush or you're a person that you like, so you need to like defend them 24/7. I live for Beyonce, but I'll be damned if I'm going to sit in a 20-minute conversation with somebody and go into why they're more amazing than another artist and then sit there and have the argument with them about somebody who does not know me from Adam, okay? I'm not going to do it. And that's why I'll give Jamar as an example because we got into it about that one day because he didn't like certain stuff about her. And I found myself going, but why? And I thought to myself, well, why do I need to know why the hell he doesn't like somebody as much as I do? And he does like Beyonce. Not to say he doesn't. I'm not going to say that. But he likes a certain artist more than her. And that's okay because you can have that. But at the same time, why is it that we need to pit these people against each other and then you feel like you need to jump into that argument and then start a whole war behind it? Yeah, Farrah was pissed off that her and Valentina weren't as close as she thought they should be. But guess what? That was her fucking opinion. She didn't take anything away from her winning Miss Congeniality. And neither did me and Jamar or anybody else who thought that she shouldn't have won it. It was a popularity contest. She got the award because everybody voted for her. End of discussion. She got the $5,000. Check has already been made. It's done. Nobody discredited her for that. The problem is, you're getting in the comment section, you're getting to someone else's page, you're going somewhere else, and you're getting fucking crazy about it. You're going crazy about it. You're losing your grip. Those people don't know you. They do not care about you. They do not care about you. They care about your money. They care about you coming and giving them $1 for a tip. They care about you buying their CD, and they care about you buying a ticket for the movies. That's how you support people. You show up and you show out. You don't get on someone's page and then demean and bash and abolish some other person. Like this beef with Nikki and Remy is garbage. Girl, man, like, that's a whole nother video on that. Like, really? Okay, first and foremost, just to cut that through, Remy has a body count record. Nikki don't have no body count record. She ain't done nothing to nobody, Miss Thing. So if you want to talk about who's harder, who's more gutter, that goes to Remy. Now, as far as wordplay with rap goes, Nikki can spit like nobody's business. I think Remy Ma also can spit as well. But if I were to go down the list and line of things, Nikki just a little bit more cunning with her words. A little bit more TTT ha 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 type of stuff. I think so myself. Now, I will say that I still live for Remy, though. That's my girl. But I also can appreciate Nicki. I can appreciate Nicki Minaj. Do you see how that happened? I love them both. But I can see the differences in the two. And this whole thing of people saying somebody is biased towards somebody else and this type of crap that has been thrown my way, I'm going to explain that too, because I think that's bullshit for you doing that, because again, that's you just being mad that I didn't like something that you liked as much as you liked it. I liked it too, I just didn't like it as much as you. And I commented on it, okay? Just because somebody doesn't necessarily agree with how things went does not make them biased to the situation if it comes down to that. Just like with this whole, somebody made a whole comment about Nina Benita Brown and how y'all let her slide even though she didn't even say who it was and da-da-da. Bitch, please, let me explain that to you. I didn't let that slide either. I was disappointed in her for not taking that time to then speak about the issue at hand, because that was her time to do that shit, especially since the whole season she had been saying shit about it. I didn't let that go. Watch the video again. I was very disappointed in her for that. Now, Jamar brought up the point that if y'all don't know Nina, that's just how she talks. This and that. Again, that was Jamar, not me. Don't put me into that. And Jamar wasn't kissing her ass either. Jamar just happens to have a different relationship with Nina. Like, you don't have no relationship with any of the girls on the season. None whatsoever. But Jamar has that relationship with Nina. And I've spoken to her. And she's actually talked to me and apologized to me about something that she had said about one of my videos that I took personally because I thought that was rude and nasty. But then again, I realized that's just her jush. She does that. Now, is she right for going off and saying those things about people and for kikiing and cacaing over stuff? No. But then you also can then appreciate if you're a fan of somebody, just like how Valentina can read somebody and you go, yes, get her, girl, that while it was nasty of her to read her and you don't appreciate that, that's your bitch. So you're still going to support that, right? Okay. It's not being biased. It's just you're choosing what you feel like is offensive or not. And that's not me being biased to anything. I'm not going to accept that from you. I will not accept it from you. I'm sorry. You're not going to place that label on me. You can put your label gun there, but I'm not going to take that label. I'm not. Because if anything, I've given every one of these girls praise and approval at one point or another. Even Alexis Michelle, I have done the same thing. I have. I've given her some kind of coots. I certainly did for the first couple episodes, but after that, I was like, well, bitch, I don't know what you're doing. But you gotta stop. This standing shit is really whack, and a lot of you taking it to the level of death threats and doing that and the other, it's completely bullshit. And how would you feel if somebody was in your inbox every day telling you to go kill yourselves? Well, I'm stronger than that, Matthew. I know better than that. No, you don't. Because if you constantly have that shit all the time in your face all the time, just like someone calling you a faggot, or someone using the N-word, or someone doing this and that and the other and demeaning you every day, it's going to affect you some kind of way. Some of us can be stronger than yesterday. Britney Spears reference, sorry about that. We can be. But at the same time, we also have a limit and a breaking point to when shit just gets damn near disrespectful, okay? Learn to have a debate, not an argument. And also another thing too, yeah, just learn to have a debate, not an argument. I just can't, okay? So, kids, I love every one of you, even the hoes that dislike. I love all of you. I don't care. Go do what you have to do, bitch. You still watch my video. Share this shit. Like it. Subscribe to my channel. We have these talks all the time. Guess what, kids? I also will have the Steven Universe review, rant, and my rave over that damn show Wednesday. So please stay tuned for that. And then me and Jamar are going to do our last of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9 for the grand finale on Friday. And we're also going to be recording our thoughts on Cartoon Network then and now, because we have a lot to talk about with what's been going on with Cartoon Network lately. Shit, even Boomerang. Good Lord, bitch. Like, why is Scooby-Doo on 5 hours out of the 24-hour time frame on there. And I mean, it's not just what's new Scooby-Doo, because I mean, that's not new anymore, baby. They got the mystery code. They got all this random shit with Scooby-Doo now. And I'm like, girl, I'm getting over it. So I don't know what's new Scooby-Doo. I've seen you do everything. I mean, fucking, they let Velma and Shaggy, like, have this weird relationship. They let Daphne and Fred finally say that they fucking, I don't know. I'm over it. But we're going to get into some of the new cartoons that we really appreciate and some of the ones that we are just like, what the hell? And then also, because I'm a cartoon fanatic, I'm going to do a video on Sailor Moon. And I'm also going to do a video on Seth MacFarlane's cartoons. And I'm going to do Cleveland Show versus Family Guy versus American Dad. And what I think is my favorite of the three. And as well as what is good from each individual show as to what is new now. I also live for Bob's Burgers as well. I think that show is brilliant. And I cannot think of his name right now, but he does the voice of Archer. And he was the voice of Coach McGurk on Home Movies. If anybody remembers Home Movies, that will be a part of that Cartoon Network discussion because that's one of the original cartoons for Adult Swim. But anywho, I'm going off topic again. You guys, the point of today is, please, don't try to grow up too quickly for my young babies out there who are watching this video. I love you to death. Don't put your life in jeopardy over you trying to be something that you don't need to be right now. And for those who want to stand up for their girls, whoever they're voting for, rooting for, and all this and that and the other, stop getting really nasty and negative in the comment section and going to people's pages and going to other people's pages and just being rude and horrible, okay? It's funny and interesting because there's actually one person, and they know who they are because they were all in the comment sections in this last video I posted, who told me not to address haters and just let shit go, but were a complete hater in the comment section. Complete hater in the comment section. I said, goodness gracious, follow your own advice. But again, that is what their prerogative is, and they need to focus on themselves too. Everybody, we need a mirror sometimes to see what the fuck we look like and what we sound like and how we hear ourselves, okay? I can be wrong, and I can accept being wrong, but can you accept being wrong too? It's okay to be wrong sometimes. That's how you learn. That's how you grow from things. Learn that it's okay to not always have the correct answer. It's okay. You're not going to win every argument. You're not going to win every debate. You're not going to always be right. And that is going to help you grow and become a better person. If you made it to the end of the video, you heard that message. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. And also, shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I'm going to wait for Housewives of Potomac to come on, and then also my new show, Claws, on TNT. I'm not doing a review on Claws. Don't ask me why. Well, here's why. I'm not doing it yet because it's a new show, and I like to give new shows a, breath. I don't want to just jump into it and be like, girl, this is how I feel about it. I like it to get to season 2. And then if it gets to season 2, I can then do a whole recap of season 1 and then get into the show. But I'm trying to see where it goes because it's really interesting right now. And I'm shocked that Carucci, no shade, is doing a really good job. I said a really good fucking job. All right, again, happy Father's Day. Happy Sunday to you. Stay in love. Stay in light, stay in peace. We can throw shade and we can be sassy and all that good stuff, but you remember what you are as a person and think about trying to be the best you can be, okay? Have a great day, everybody.